King of games? More like king of bads. more like king of memes. King of memes. King of memes. Okay.
Why are we still here?
So yesterday I managed to hit King of Games, the most prestigious and difficult title in the whole Duel Links that's available to the general player base outside of, I don't know, going to Worlds or something. That's basically the only next step. Well, today I'm going to be looking at my experiences. I'll be sharing what I think about it, how I did it, just a little bit like a personal reflection on it. And then I'm going to be offering some solutions to ranked and stuff, you know, because as someone who is a king of games now, I think I have the right. Yes, thank you, DZF. Just so I'm straight out the bat here, so I can be completely honest, so you can understand where I'm sitting on this fence of the argument or whatever. I just want you to know straight up that if you have king games and you think you're something special, or you think that you're, you know, somehow really great for having achieved king games, I just want to tell you that you are absolutely not anything special. King of Games is not a prestigious title. It is not hard to obtain, and it means nothing about your ability to play this game other than you are average at best. Because some of the players that I had to play in Legend, complete joke. Me, myself, as a player, I don't think I'm that great at all. Coming from a TCG where I have 0 Premier tops. And a lot of people who I know, IRL, who have King of Games, again, like some really dreadful TCG players that I know have King of Games, that always led me to have this sneaking suspicion before I even started playing Duel Links that doesn't really mean anything. So I'm sorry if you're going to dislike this video straight off the bat, but feel free, go ahead. I'm sorry, you know, I don't want to offend your little bubble, but I'm just going to tell you, you ain't anything special for getting King Games. That's the real truth of the matter. Doesn't mean anything. But that doesn't mean to say I didn't have an extremely great time getting there. Oh boy, it was the most fun I've had in years. I just want to say I feel like so happy and just like great and stuff that like I set out this goal to do something and I achieved it, even though it wasn't really that hard. It's still a nice feeling to know that I set a target. I got there with so many people watching, so many people giving me support on Twitch, which by the way, I did this all on Twitch. FarfaYGO, make sure you follow me. I stream basically every night if you're interested in watching me there. But yeah, it was a great experience. So much banter with the chat, so many laughs, so many great times. You see from the highlights, like, you know, my gold one, for example, was ridiculous. Yeah, it was a great time. It's so great. It was an amazing experience. But I think that having that sensation of coming away from a game knowing that, hey, I'm done, is really sad for something that I believe should be an ongoing process, because it's an online competitive PvP game. It just feels like there should be this ongoing process. Like I said, it should feel like there's always something to do and you should be trying to maintain your spot and stuff like that. So I have some suggestions and solutions for I think that how I can make the PvP in Duel Links way more engaging, way more competitive, and a lot more prestigious than it currently is, because King Games right now, I'm telling you, it means nothing. It really means nothing. Disclaimer, I don't think that we should implement all of these changes. I don't think all of these changes are a solution. I don't think all of them are right. So take each one in isolation and stuff like that, because it's not going to be, I think we should implement all of these things. These are just some ideas that I have for what could make it better. Right, okay, so beginning, first of all, I think that what we should have is removing the D rank immunity. So for example, when you hit Legend 1, you can never go back into Platinum, no matter how bad you play, no matter how terrible your decks are or plays are, and yeah. I think you should remove D ranking completely because I don't see why should you get an immunity for achieving a rank. I don't understand. Maybe if getting into those ranks was harder, I would understand, but it's not hard to get into Platinum or Gold or even Legend. So I think the D rank immunity should be removed. I would like to see more ranks in general. I would like to keep the current brackets of Silver, Rookie, Bronze, Gold, Plat, whatever, but make more brackets. So like 10 and then 10 and then 10 and then maybe 5. For Legend or something like that. I think there should be way more ranks. To give you some context, Hearthstone, for example, has 50 ranks before you get the Hearthstone equivalent of King of Games. I just think that's a better system, because what that does is it saturates the players a little bit thinner, and it means that the various integers that you grind through, you're going to be playing against players who are far more suited to your level, because I can tell you the difference between a Legend 3 and a Legend 1 can sometimes be night and day, and sometimes it's just no difference, they're both terrible. Like some legends, some so-called legends I played against were absolutely dreadful, absolutely dreadful. And even some of the plays I was making occasionally were just like, what are you doing, Farfa? Like, how did you think that was a good play? Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a card game. People have bad days. Everyone has a bad match and stuff like that. But yes, like some people I played were just completely dreadful. Like I remember this, like one Japanese dude. It was like 5-time king of games, Legend 3, and he was like just the worst vampire player I'd ever played. Like, what the hell? I don't know. But yeah, more ranks I think would make it a lot harder to get into King of Games. I would like to see the win streak thing probably increased. So for those of you who aren't aware, when you get into Legend 3, or let's say in my scenario it would be Legend 5, maybe even Legend 10, you need to win 5 more games to get into King of Games in a row, not just 5 games in total. So you can't win 4, lose 1, then win 2 to get into King of Games. You actually need to go 5-0. And I think that's a great system. Now, yes, people are going to be very mad and critical of that because, well, it's a high variance card game. There's, you know, disconnects, there's bricking and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, well, you know what? You can just start again. You can just try again. Because it's not like a real life event at a YCS where you get one chance and one chance only to win that event. You can literally just click Duel again and just keep trying. You have an infinite amount of chances. And after like a week solid of trying and you aren't able to get into King Games, maybe you don't deserve it. Maybe you just don't deserve it. Myself included. Maybe if that system comes into play and I can get it, you know, I'll probably get frustrated, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. Because what I noticed is that almost every single one of my games, from beginning to end, like honestly, I want to say like 95% of my games that I didn't win, I could have played better. Just straight up could have just played better. And that's the reality with Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, you can always make a better play. You missed lethal, you missed game, you could have done this combo, this would have been safer, this play was better, etc. You can always make a better play. You can always learn from your mistakes and make a better play. So I think that, you know, this 10-win streak is not a lot to ask for. I think that's absolutely possible for a good player to achieve, and it would make getting into King Games even harder, which it absolutely needs to be. My other suggestion would be, for example, this might, you know, don't know how you guys are going to feel about this, but I think that there should be a decay system. What's a decay system? Well, I think that once you get over a certain threshold, let's say once you've got into platinum, if you get platinum and never log in for like 3 weeks, you're going to lose your rank. That's what a decay system is. So I think that there should be a mandatory number of games played per week in order to maintain your rank. So for example, let's say you need to win 5 games per week to maintain your rank. So if I get platinum, I'm going to lose platinum at the end of the week unless I win 5 games. But also bear in mind that I've suggested that there's de-ranking, so it's now way more riskier to maintain your rank. So now you need to win 5 games, but you can't lose too many games or you'll de-rank out of platinum into gold. I think that would be a really great system because then it means that there's actually a reason to play at King of Games, guys. There's a reason to play at King of Games because right now, currently, there is no reason to play Duel Links anymore once you hit King of Games. Like, you can do an event, do some stages, and that's it. If you want to do purely PvP, you need to pray there's like the KC Cup on right now, for example. But if there's no KC Cup, what do you do when you're like when you're a PvP player in Duel Links? You have nothing to do because there's nothing to do in King of Games once you get there. There's no leaderboard system, which I'm going to mention in a second. But I think having a decay system where you have to win 5 games in King of Games to maintain your rank. You know, and there could be like achievements for maintaining King of Games for like a whole month. There could be achievements for maintaining King of Games for like a few days, etc., etc. There's so many like things you could do to make the competitive thing just more exciting and more competitive and more diverse and just more competitive. Because like I said, right now you get King of Games and that's it. GG, well done. Put your feet up, have a nice glass of tea and bottom text. I don't know, like what do you do? What do you do? There's nothing to do in King of Games. So having a decay system and letting people de-rank, I think would be good. You know, the win streak system, keeping it at 5 could be fine. Maybe 7, maybe 10. Removing it altogether if it gets a lot harder because there's more ranks now. Pardon me. And there's a decay system. Maybe removing that system altogether could be fine. The way I see it, you know, thinking about it, perhaps like if you allow de-ranking and decay, then perhaps the win streak is a little bit extreme on top of that. So maybe they could remove the win streak. Again, these are all just suggestions. I'm not saying implement all of these. I'm just saying like here's some suggestions to make it more enjoyable. You know, some criticisms that it's very punishing to get King of Games, to D rank. So for example, you know, if you lose like Legend 3 and go down to Legend 2, you need to win back 4 games or 5 games even or something to get back into Legend 3. In other games, you just need to win 2 more games. So you win the game that you lost and then you win 1 more to get back into the rank that you were higher in. I think that could work, but like I said, I want to make King of Games really hard. Like, I think Legend should be a good rank, something to be proud of, but King of Games should be above and beyond. That should be for the absolute, like, creme de la creme of players, which many of us and most of us aren't. You know, and I think that's okay. You shouldn't be mad about that. But the way I see it currently, there's nothing to do in King of Games. There's just no real competitiveness to PvP, I feel. I feel like having D ranking, I feel like a decay system would incredibly revitalize the PvPing in Duel Links, because I think that if you're a competent player, you'll get King of Games and then you'll have nothing to do. And my final issue that I want to bring up is that it's very disappointing that there's nothing past King of Games, because everyone, you know, basically told me that once you get to King of Games, like, that's it, you're done. Everyone just plays meme decks. There's nothing relevant there. And I think this would take away from the prestige of the King of Games title, would be to leave the number of ranks the way it is and to leave the win streak the way it is. But, you know, go for something past King of Games. You'd have King of Games 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. You could do it like Hearthstone, for example. So as soon as you hit King of Games, you become King of Games 3000 or whatever, depending on how many people are in King of Games. So let's see, there's 3,000 people in King of Games. As soon as you hit King of Games, you become King of Games rank 3001. So you have that as your title. And then the more games you win, you climb up higher. So King of Games, you know, 1,000, 2,500, 100, until King of Games 1, which means you are literally the best player on the planet. Something like that, I think, could be great, like a leaderboard system. These are my suggestions, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about my my solutions here to ranked. But yeah, overall, like I said, great experience, loved it, was great. Follow me on social media, FarfaYGO on Twitch, FarfaYGO on Twitter, discord.gg/Farfa, join the community. I think that's it. Comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, Master Peace.